Brought to you by Penguin.
The Odyssey by Homer, read by George Blagden. Book 1. Athena visits Telemachus. Tell me, Muse, the story of that resourceful man who was driven to wander far and wide after he had sacked the holy citadel of Troy. He saw the cities of many people, and he learnt their ways. He suffered great anguish on the high seas in his struggles to preserve his life and bring his comrades home. But he failed to save those comrades, in spite of all his efforts. It was their own transgression that brought them to their doom, for in their folly they devoured the oxen of Hyperion the sun god, and he saw to it that they would never return. Tell us this story, goddess, daughter of Zeus, beginning at whatever point you will. All the survivors of the war had reached their homes by now, and so put the perils of battle and the sea behind them. Odysseus alone was prevented from returning to the home and wife he yearned for by that powerful goddess, the nymph Calypso, who longed for him to marry her, and kept him in her vaulted cave. Not even when the rolling seasons brought in the year which the gods had chosen for his homecoming to Ithaca was he clear of his troubles and safe among his friends. Yet all the gods pitied him, except Poseidon, who pursued the heroic Odysseus with relentless malice till the day when he reached his own country. Poseidon, however, was now gone on a visit to the distant Ethiopians, in the most remote part of the world, half of whom live where the sun goes down, and half where he rises. He had gone to accept a sacrifice of bulls and rams, and there he sat and enjoyed the pleasures of the feast. Meanwhile, the rest of the gods had assembled in the palace of Olympian Zeus, and the father of men and gods opened a discussion among them. He had been thinking of the handsome Aegisthus, whom Agamemnon's far-famed son Orestes killed, and it was with Aegisthus in his mind that Zeus now addressed the immortals. What a lamentable thing it is that men should blame the gods and regard us as the source of their troubles, when it is their own transgressions which bring them suffering that was not their destiny. Consider Aegisthus. It was not his destiny to steal Agamemnon's wife and murder her husband when he came home. He knew the result would be utter disaster, since we ourselves had sent Hermes, the keen-eyed giant slayer, to warn him neither to kill the man nor to court his wife. For Orestes, as Hermes told him, was bound to avenge Agamemnon as soon as he grew up, and thought with longing of his home. Yet with all his friendly counsel, Hermes failed to dissuade him. And now, Aegisthus has paid the final price for all his sins. The goddess of the flashing eyes, Athena, answered him at once. Father of ours, son of Kronos, king of kings, Aegisthus's end is just what he deserved. May all who act as he did share his fate. It is for Odysseus that my heart is wrung, the wise and unlucky Odysseus, who has been parted so long from all his friends, and is pining on a lonely island far away in the middle of the seas. The island is well wooded, and a goddess lives there, the child of the malevolent Atlas, who knows the depths of all the seas and supports the great columns that hold earth and sky apart. It is his daughter who is keeping the unhappy man from home, grieving. Day after day she does her best to banish Ithaca from his memory with soft, persuasive words, and Odysseus, who would give anything for the mere sight of the smoke rising up from his own land, can only yearn for death. Yet your Olympian heart is quite unmoved. Tell me, did the sacrifices he made you by the Argives' ships on the plains of Troy find no favour in your sight? Why are you at odds with Odysseus, Zeus?
Nonsense, my child, replied the gatherer of the clouds. How could I ever forget the admirable Odysseus? He is not only the wisest man alive, but has been the most generous in his offerings to the immortals who live in the wide heaven. It is Poseidon, sustainer of the earth, who is so implacable towards him on account of the Cyclops, godlike Polyphemus, the most powerful of the Cyclopes, whom...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?